friends, it's Ashley here from the Loopy Lamb and theloopylamb.com, and thanks so much for stopping by the channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do the Foundation Half Double Crochet stitch. Now, this is a really handy stitch to know because it eliminates the need for a foundation chain because you're going to create that chain and your first row of stitches all at the same time. So we're going to cover how to do that, when you can use this, and for instance, in patterns, how you can substitute this. And I'm going to share a little trick with you that involves using a stitch marker here to help make doing those foundation stitches a little easier. All right, so to follow along with today's tutorial, you're going to need a yarn weight of your preference. I'm using this King Cole Timeless Chunky Weight yarn and a 6mm crochet hook. You're going to need a crochet hook that works with the yarn weight you've selected. And if you'd like to use a stitch marker, have that handy as well. To start our foundation half double crochet, we're going to need to start again with our slip knot on our hook, and we're going to start with a chain of 2. So we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and that's our 2 chains. So we're going to start working in this second chain from the hook, and we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into that second chain. All right, so it looks like this point that we're just going to create a half double crochet, right? But this is where things get a little interesting. So we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook at this point. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through that first loop only. And now by creating that, going through that first loop only, we're creating what is our chain, right? So if we were working into a chain, this would be the chain that we'd be working into, but we're creating that and our stitch. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. And that's your first foundation half double crochet completed. Now I'm going to do this stitch again, and I'm going to show you my tip that's going to help you when you're creating your next stitch. Okay, so we'll start this again. We want our slip knot on our hook, and then we're going to chain 2. Yarn over and insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, we've got 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop only. Now at this point, pause your crocheting and grab that stitch marker. If you turn your work upside down, you'll see that there are 2 loops on the bottom that look like a chain. So this is the one side of the loop, this is the other. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your stitch marker and pop that through that part of this chain. Goodness. And then you want to make sure you grab both loops and then lock your stitch marker in place, because you're going to use that to help you find that chain when you work into it in the next stitch. So we've got our 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now that we've got our first foundation half double crochet, we're going to do our second. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the chain at the base of our previous stitch. So we're going to turn our work upside down, and again we see that little V, which is our chain. And having that stitch marker in place is going to help us not only get into that stitch a little easier, but also help us find it. So we're going to insert our hook under both strands, and we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop only. We still have 3 loops on our hook. And we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now that's our second foundation half double crochet. So we're going to do that together again. We're going to yarn over and turn our work upside down. We see both strands of that V. One side might be smaller than the other. So we've got 1 here, 1 here. We're going to insert our hook under both strands. Okay, then we're going to yarn over and pull up 1 loop. And now we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through the first loop only. We now have 3 loops on our hook again. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now, if you want to substitute this technique for creating a long foundation chain, you can do that in patterns where you have a foundation chain instructions followed by your first row of stitches being done in all half double crochet. So if your pattern says chain 101 and then row 1 is half double crochet in each chain across, then that's where you're going to use that substitution. But to find out how many stitches that you're going to need to make with this technique, take a look at the stitch count at the end of row 1, and that's how many half double crochets you're going to need to create. You don't want to look at the chain number because that's usually has additional chains added onto it in order to act as a turning chain when you're creating your chain in first row stitches. So look at the stitch count at the end of row 1 and you can easily substitute in the Foundation Half Double Crochet for your regular chain instructions and first row of half double crochet stitches. So that's how you do the Foundation Half Double Crochet. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please hit that like button and please consider subscribing to this channel. If you like free crochet patterns, please check out my blog, theloopylamb.com, where we've got over 200 free crochet patterns and video tutorials just for you. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave in the comment section below. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Happy hooking, and I'll see you next time.